good to looking all dolled up?
The fairy godmother.
Fairy godmother, you gotta put that right there.
Fairy godmother.
Fairy godmother. Yep, came and waved the wand and she transformed into that, right? All right. So, for our little object lesson, which I thought would be someone half your height, you're gonna be the fairy godmother.
All right.
And I'm gonna pretend to be Cinderella. And so, okay, let's do it. Nothing has changed. Nothing has. All right, I'm gonna try to do the Cinderella pose. Now try.
You have to say bibbidi bobbidi boo, right?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Alright, you see all the dads who have daughters. I don't know these songs. I actually know it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now here's the thing. Like, I think we often want the Cinderella life. Like, this is what I want to go to the ball. I want the guy or the girl. I want the clothes. This is what I want. And instead of the fairy godmother, it's like, can God just wave his wand and boom, I have everything I want. Let's give it up for Todd. That made my day. And this is how we see our perception, right? Is I want a Cinderella life when it comes to me and God. Can God just wave his wand and boom, I become everything that I want to be. Why? I can. For me, it'd be like, oh, I could have hair. But I could be, have some element of power, or success, or wealth, or just my kids can just love me and respect me, or my relationship great. And it's like, can God just wave his wand and then this happen? And then we read verses like this. It's interesting that.
You're at the end.
I did. All right. And so, that's it. We read verses like this. This is Paul talking. So all summer we've been looking at the life of Paul in the book of Acts. And when he's visiting these different churches, one of the churches, he wrote this letter, and this is what he wrote, just a little snippet. It said, "My old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." We see things like, my old self has been crucified. Being crucified sounds terrible. It's painful. It's a form of torture, death. And Paul's saying, I've been crucified. I have died. And it's no longer it's no longer about me, but Christ that lives in me. So this perception of, what do I want? God, can you wave the magic wand so that I can become what I want? Or do I give up control and it's about what you want, God? I'm going to die to my self. I'm going to surrender to you. And now my perception is, what do you want me to live? What's your plan for me? I give control to you. Jesus said this. He's talking to his disciples, and he said, whoever wants to be my disciple, a follower of Jesus. I'm a follower of Jesus. Must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me will find it. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? And it's this paradox of, so often we're trying to have the best life and acquire, and we want these things, and these things that aren't bad. We want good relationships, and we want financial security, and we want all these good things, but it's what we want, and we're trying to build our life. And the paradox is, Jesus is saying, You have to lose your life to really gain the life that you crave, that you really want. This idea of surrender, of just saying, Jesus, I give up control. You have control of my life. It's you running my life. But we don't like that. We like control. We want to be in control. But we make a mess of our lives. I can't even dress myself. How am I supposed to run my life? And Jesus is saying, if you give up, if you give away your life, that's when you truly get it, when you truly gain it. He talks about this carrying your cross, being crucified, dying to self, all these things that would make a terrible Disney princess movie. But when we start to live that way, you start to sense that, this is what I was created for. Not to be in control, to give control to Jesus. And so, for this month, we want to look at just this paradox in September of just what does it mean to have the best possible life by giving your life away. To have to be who you feel you're created to be by dying to yourself. To experience all that, just to feel like this is who I was made for by surrender. We see often surrender as an action of weakness or defeat. And here the paradox of Jesus is saying is when you actually surrender is when you win. When you will be fulfilled. When you'll be like, this is who I was created to be. This is when I'm in right relationship with Jesus. When I say, Jesus, it's not about what I want, but it's about you and you being in control. And so this was just like a snapshot with a family Sunday and the kids of just this introduction to this theme of surrender and the paradox of how when we surrender, that's when we truly find fulfillment. Jesus calls it the full life. And we're going to kind of look at this kind of contrast, this paradox. And so let me pray for you. So God, I just thank you for this community. And I just thank you for, as Carolyn said, the church isn't this building, it isn't one leader, it's us as a community together. Just to see that community operate this morning, God, is so refreshing and wonderful. People praying, people worshiping, people sharing what you laid on their hearts. And so we thank you for what you're doing in and through this community. And I pray that you would help us, Jesus, to surrender completely to you. That we wouldn't hold on, that we wouldn't want power over our lives, but that we completely and utterly surrender to you, Jesus. And so we just thank you and praise you. Amen. So before we dismiss, we just got some snacks out there and some stuff to just facilitate great conversation. Got an announcement for you that is a little sad, but there's a silver lining or a ray of hope in this announcement. So Matt talked to me recently, and Matt has decided to resign from City South Church as the youth pastor. So that's the sad news. The silver lining or the ray of hope is that Matt and Kate, and most importantly Kit, aren't leaving City South Church. So if you know Matt, Kate works at Fountain Tire. Matt's been on and off at different roles at Fountain Tire, and they've been kind of after him. They see him as this great guy, which he is, and they need, they have a pipeline, a leadership pipeline for people to manage stores, and so they've been asked after Matt for quite a while to kind of enter into their pipeline so that he could be in their leadership at Fountain Tire. And so Matt and Kate have been obviously praying and thinking and wrestling through this, and he has accepted that. So it's The sad part is Matt won't be our youth pastor at City South. The silver lining is they'll still be here at City South, and so the community and the relationship will be great. So it's a lot of times when pastors resign, it's like you're saying goodbye. For Matt and Kate, where it's going to be honoring and celebrating and saying, hey, let's celebrate in this next season. So Matt's last day will be in 2 weeks, September the 17th, and we're going to take some time in that service, and we're going to honor and celebrate Matt and Kate. And for me, the best part is we don't have to say goodbye. We just get to say, hey, let's celebrate this next stage and journey, and it's going to be fantastic. And so, we wanted to announce it now, and we got coffee and muffins and fruit, and you guys can go up and talk to Matt and Kate and say if you're sad, but also say, hey, congratulations, this is an exciting next stage. It's mixed emotions, I know. I've had the advantage of processing it for a week and a half, 2 weeks. We just found out, sorry. Yeah, I just think it is so awesome that it's not the typical story where they're going somewhere else and we don't get to see them. So we're gonna say much more in 2 weeks. I don't want to say too much now as far as just the celebrating and honoring, but Matt was my first ever youth pastor, and so this is the first time I've ever made an announcement like this, and it's been a fantastic season. This has been a great season. A lot of things that happen at South would not be here, either not be here at all or be here at the level if it wasn't for Matt. And so we're going to celebrate and honor him for that. And then we're in the process of, when a pastor resigns, you got to hire another pastor. And so we're in that process too. So on that downer note, it's like letting the air out of the balloon. There's Keurigs and muffins. So on your way out, high five, hug Matt and Kate, and don't rush off. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next Sunday.